continue to get you ready for the Super Bowl, and that is between the Seahawks and the Patriots. Christine Williamson, Kevin Agati, and of course our NFL insider, that is the late, and I should say the very great, always on time, Adam Schefter.
Late? Did I die?
No, you're here. I caught myself. I said it and I was like, oh no, he's on time, he's here.
I didn't realize I passed.
Not at all. Schefter, while we're getting ready here for the Super Bowl, and Clint Kubiak is getting ready for game planning against the Patriots, what can you tell us about later on for him, the future of Clint Kubiak and what happens?
What a crazy time in the life of Clint Kubiak, because he's getting ready for Super Bowl 60 on Sunday, but then afterwards he'll work out a deal to become the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, he insisted this week that his focus is entirely on Sunday and the Super Bowl ahead. But after the game, it'll quickly move ahead to the Raiders' job and all the work that has to go on there, where he'll take over an offense with the number one pick, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, $90 million worth of cap space. Quite a time in the life of Clint Kubiak. And the Seattle Seahawks, after this game, will be looking for their third different offensive coordinator in 3 years. Not going to be an easy job to fill.
And by the way, his impact felt no matter what with the offense. They were third in scoring this season so far for the Seahawks.
Very poetic, too. 10 years ago, Gary Kubiak won a Super Bowl here. Okay, we're 3 days away from the Super Bowl, which means we're 4 days away from the offseason. Not to get ahead of ourselves, but what can you tell us about the futures of some quarterbacks, starting with Tua Tagovailoa?
A lot of questions about the futures of a lot of quarterbacks. And what's interesting is that questions are in places where there are new head coaches. The Miami Dolphins have a new head coach in Jeff Hafley, a new general manager in John Eric Sullivan. And one of the first major decisions that they'll have to make is what to do with Tua Tagovailoa, who most people believe around the league is unlikely to return to Miami. If they wind up cutting him, it's about a $99.1 million dead cap charge. So that is a situation that the Dolphins are going to have to wiggle themselves out of. It won't be easy. It is not the only quarterback question. There's one surrounding Kyler Murray, who gets a new head coach in the former Rams offensive coordinator, Mike LaFleur. He is guaranteed close to $40 million in 2026, another 27 or another 17 million for 2027 in March. A lot of guaranteed money on the books. A lot of people believe Kyler Murray won't be back there. And maybe the number one free agent quarterback out there could be Malik Willis. The Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst said this week he expects Willis to move on, not because Green Bay doesn't want him back, but because there will be so much interest in this particular quarterback once he becomes a free agent with the way that he played for the Green Bay Packers. He's really improved his play, and when there are a shortage of quarterbacks out there, teams are going to be drawn to the talents of Malik Willis.
Certainly a lot to look forward to. Free agency begins March 11th at 4 p.m. The not late Adam Schefter.
Nice to still be with you.
Alive and
nice
well.
to still be with you.
Alive and well. And always on time. During the Super Bowl, we can really bet on anything. In 2023, bettors could have cashed a 35-1 ticket for a non-quarterback to throw a passing touchdown. Juwan Jennings, he threw one to Christian McCaffrey for 21 yards to give San Francisco an early 10-0 lead over the Chiefs. The year before that, Jalen Hurts recording the first octopus in Super Bowl history. That's when the same player scores a touchdown, then converts the two-point conversion. Any player to record an octopus was 14-1. Flashback, Super Bowl 46, early in the first quarter. A 100-1 ticket cash for the first score of the game to be a safety. Tom Brady got called for intentional grounding in his own end zone, resulting in the score. And 5 years before that, Devin Hester, future Hall of Famer, returned the opening kickoff for 92 yards and a touchdown. Anyone brave enough to bet that found themselves with a nice 75-1 ticket cash less than 15 seconds into the game. And to give us a long shot pick ahead of Super Bowl 60, let's bring in our sports betting analyst, that is Joe Fortenbaugh, as he joins us. So, what do you like when we talk about long shot bets here on Sunday, Joe?
I'm not going to do you a whole lot of justice here because you really set this up to be a big long shot, and we're really just going with one of our middle plays, but we like it nonetheless. It's Seattle safety Julian Love to record an interception at a price of 8-1. In his career, Drake May's thrown 20 interceptions, half of which have been thrown to the safety position. Love's got a great price here at 8-1 because he only recorded one interception on the season. Dig down just a little bit deeper, you'll notice he only played 8 games due to injury. That's what's helping us with the price here. I like Seattle to play with the lead, which means New England's trailing. They're throwing late. Seahawks know they're throwing. They're sitting back. They're anticipating. Love picks it off at a price of 8-1.
All right, you really let me down. I mean, we set you up and you gave me something that's 8-1, Joe?
Yeah.
Come on now. Let's redeem yourself here the rest of the way. What other bets do you like?
If you go through the email thread with the producers, it was leading me down a certain level that took me to a place that we really didn't get to here. But we will redeem ourselves with 3 picks.
Blame the producers.
Well, I mean, naturally, the
The guy that was seen go 6 years ago against the Patriots, now you're going to see him again, the biggest game of your life.
Yeah, I almost forgot about it, so thanks.
Jeff, thank you so much. Back here in San Francisco, Sports Center on the Road continues, and we got Dan and Lewis back here with us. Quite a journey through the highs and lows of Sam Darnold, and potentially now getting ready for maybe the biggest moment of his young career, coming off a career game. How can the Patriots defense kind of spoil this Hollywood script here for Sam Darnold?
I think it's about making it about Sam Darnold and not allowing Seattle to run the football and get into second and manageable type of situations, which really it's always going to start up front. It's always going to start about the defensive line. We talk about defensive line play when we're talking about the Seahawks all the time. Well, the Patriots, there's a reason why they went out and paid Milton Williams $26 million per year and took him from your beloved Philadelphia Eagles, Kevin. There's a reason why Christian Barmore at 24 years old is making $20+ million per year. So that's 2 $20+ million per year interior defensive defenders. And when you watch them on tape, they wreck things now. I mean, they absolutely get after it inside, and they can win one-on-one. There's going to be a lot of 4 or 5-man type pressures that are sent after Sam Darnold just to see if he can answer the bell. And if you can do that, if you can get this football team in second and long and make it about Sam and his ability to protect the football and not give the Patriots extra possessions, I think those are the odds you're going to want to play. And I think you're going to see it start up front. You're going to see them try and get after him, assault that pocket inside out, and see what happens from there.
I want to talk about the flip side, Dan, because when you were having your argument about Drake May not winning MVP, you talked about the defenses that he's gone against. So what kind of defense does the Seahawks pose for Drake May and the Patriots?
Well, the Seahawks play what we call cover 2, so shell, meaning 2 safeties deep more than anybody in the NFL. And the problem with it is it's not the cover 2 that we as offensive players learn on paper. It becomes this very cloudy, muddy coverage. They'll start it with their front. That's a wide defensive tackle front. So just look what the offensive line has to do now. They're completely expanded. That's a problem. Now the coverage is Witherspoon and Eamon Worry on the inside. That's 6'1" and 6'3". 6 defensive backs on the field. The corner up top is really playing a man coverage. That means the safety at the top now needs to lean towards the bottom of the screen. There's so much vision on the quarterback. And in zone defense, there's a lot of, and Lewis knows this better than I, is like there's a lot of you are responsible for this area as the defender. Well, they take that and then they go, well, when a person comes to your area, it becomes a little bit more of a man type of thing. And so they've kind of comboed them. It's just hard as a quarterback to sit there and go, like, I know what you're in. It's more often I don't know what you're in or where the weakness is in. It slows quarterbacks down.
And to your point, he's 23.
Yeah.
So you've seen only a certain amount of defenses, and then you got Mike McDonald on the other side.
Yeah.
We'll see how that plays out with the